Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Tila walang pinalalagpas o pinapalagpas na pagkakataon ang mga Pariseo para idawit o idiin si Jesus sa kanyang mga alagad sa kontrobersiya. At ang pinaka-favorite nilang topic ay tungkol sa araw ng pamamahinga, yung Sabbath day. And according to the Pharisaic understanding, all works was forbidden on the Sabbath. And the Pharisees, of course, had determined what was work, from plucking the head from a stalk of wheat to rubbing the grain from the head with one's fingers. Now, it's interesting that Jesus does not seem to get too excited about the Pharisees' accusation. He cites the example of David clearly and his soldiers when they were hungry, and the priests gave them the bread to eat which had been offered to God in the temple, even though the law clearly stated that only the priests could eat this bread. And he points out further also that priests can prepare animals for sacrifice on the Sabbath. And this is work without incurring guilt. Nilinaw ni Jesus sa kanila yan. And he's suggesting that the position taken by the Pharisees is far too strict. Then he makes two statements na siyang kinagagalit ng gusto ng mga Pariseo. First, Jesus says, the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. The Sabbath was the most important, the most sacred religious institution in Jewish life. And this institution was established by God Himself. Now, it would seem, therefore, that Jesus is hinting that He was divine. Ang pangalawang sinabi ni Jesus na kinagagalit ng mga Pariseo ay sabi ni Jesus, if you understood the meaning of this text, it is mercy I desire and not sacrifice. And you would not have condemned these innocent men, these apostles who were pulling the grains from the stalks of wheat on the Sabbath. In effect, Jesus was saying that I prefer that you show mercy to your fellow men and women than that you offer religious sacrifice to God. Jesus clearly believes that it is more important that we be compassionate to our fellow men and women that offer sacrifices to God. The relevance of this to living our faith is very clear. What we think of as an obligatory act of religion may well have to be set aside in order that we respond to a demand of charity, we respond to a demand of compassion. Jesus insisted that the greatest ritual service is the service of human need. It is an odd thing to think that, with the possible exception of that day in the synagogue at Nazareth, we have no evidence that Jesus ever conducted a church service in all his life on earth. But we have abundant evidence that he fed the hungry, that Jesus comforted the sad and cared for the sick. Christian service is not the service of any liturgy or ritual. It is the service of human need. Christian service is not monastic retirement, but Christian service is involvement in all the tragedies and problems and demands of the human situation. This is, or that is, what we mean or ought to mean when we say, let us worship God.